For us at Grace Alliance, when we talk about vision and mission, it's not something that we're trying to fulfill. It's rather something about who we are and what we want to do and what we're trying to do. And that is basically to provide innovative and simple mental health resources and programs for families and individuals who are in that mental health journey, as well as empower the church to have active community support and to have leadership tools to love people well. The Grace Alliance started with a story and a mental health need within the church. For my wife and I, we were in ministry missions for 12 years, but a lot of those years she struggled with depression, anxiety very significantly. We had tried all kinds of medications, counseling, and all kinds of pastoral ministries, but nothing was working. By the time we stepped down from ministry, there were two people that were really key and influential in our journey, which was Buzz Moody, who is a board member, and Dr. Matthew Stanford, who is a brilliant psychologist and neuroscientist. From both of them, I got a lot of great insight and support, but from that, I also researched, and on my own, I looked up psychology and neuroscience, and even reread a lot of scriptures to try to figure out this interplay between faith and mental health. What I discovered in this process was that people were actually getting better. And so I looked at all these principles and then I started applying them for my wife's journey and for our family. It wasn't an overnight thing, but after about a year and a half, she had weaned off a lot of medications just down to one medication at a very low dose, and our family was coming back together. So from that experience, it was really interesting that I started to discover that we could really help others. And when I looked at Dr. Stanford's research, I found that over a quarter of the population in the church has the same story, and only about 5% of churches are trying to respond.
I first heard about the Grace Alliance from a friend at my church. I was going through the worst episode with major depressive disorder. I met with them and probably cried through most of it because of the compassion and understanding that they gave me that I had not experienced before. The education about mental illness was extremely beneficial to me. I always felt like the depression was because of issues in my childhood I just needed to get over. But I never would believe that it was also a medical issue, and that was like removing a mountain of guilt.
Some of the ways that the program has helped me as a facilitator is that it has really given me insight into other people's struggles and the way that they cope. I've learned a lot from that, especially as we go through the curriculum and look at different tools that are helpful for managing mental health difficulties or just everyday life challenges. Grace Alliance is for anyone. When you show up, you gain so much hope. Whenever there's mental health challenges, life can seem very, very hopeless. But as you gain tools and you participate in this curriculum and this program, there's so much hope that builds up inside of you, and I've seen it within my own group and within my own self, and it's just amazing. It really does help cultivate a healthy mind and a healthy lifestyle.
I sat with Dr. Stanford, shared my ideas and visions of what we could do, and he said, "This doesn't exist, I'm in." And so since then we've added other team members to our organization, and together we have developed curriculums and programs to help the church change the story to more hope and grace.